Hi, Melody from Learning in Progress here. And first, I want to thank you for joining me for this week's quick teacher tidbit. I'm going to focus on a tech tip today and go over how to set up and manage the Breakout Rooms feature in Zoom. Hi, everyone. In this quick how to, I'm going to go over the Breakout Rooms feature in Zoom. Now, first, I just want to say that this is a fantastic feature. I use it all the time, and really, it can be used in any academic model. So, if you're teaching 100% virtual, of course, this is a great way to still incorporate small group learning into your lessons. If you're a hybrid teacher like I am, this is also a great way to one, teach small group lessons while you're in person at school, or two, connect your distance learners with your in-person learners through small group collaboration projects, project-based learning, etc. And then finally, if you're a traditional teacher, this is a way that you can still have those small group interactions while maintaining a distance of 6 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how to set these up once your meeting has already started. And then I'm going to walk you through some tips and tricks on how to manage these breakout rooms during your live Zoom meetings. So at the bottom here, you can see breakout rooms. Now, if you don't see this at the bottom of your Zoom screen, it is under the option that says more. So occasionally, not every option is shown to you while you're in your live lesson. So if you just click on more, you'll see breakout rooms under that option. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on breakout rooms. And you have two different ways to group students. One, you can have Zoom go ahead and break up your students into groups for you. So this is the automatic feature. Or two, you can set them up yourself. So you'll decide which students go to which breakout room. Now, I do want to point out that let's say you have two students that work really well together. You want to make sure they're in the same group. If you use the automatic feature, you can then exchange students. So you either want two students to work together or opposite, if you need to make sure that a couple students are not in the same group, you can go ahead and let Zoom split up your class, and then you can manually switch out certain students from group to group. So there is that option. So then your next step is to decide how many rooms you want. Now, for the purposes of this kind of quick how-to, I'm the only one in this lesson. So that's why you see 0 participants per room. But if you were doing this with your class, you would see the number of participants per room change as you either increase or decrease the number of rooms that you're going to open. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up 3 breakout rooms. And you can see those rooms here. So when you're doing this with your students, you will actually see the names of your students underneath each breakout room. Now, a couple of cool features that I'd like to go over with you. One, you can rename the breakout room. The reason I use this feature is I have some set project-based learning groups. So they meet in their PPL groups to collaborate on different types of projects and discussions. And when I do that, I like being able to tell which group is which. So I'll often go and rename my groups so that as I toggle back and forth between the groups, I know ahead of time what group I'm meeting with. The next feature that I want to go over with you are options here. So if you click here, you'll see different options that you can either turn on or off depending on your goals for the lesson. One is a countdown. So this is a great option I recommend using all the time. So if I want to gather everyone at the end of the lesson for kind of a lesson closing, I will go ahead and close the breakout rooms. And then on their screens, it'll give them a 60-second countdown. So that allows the students to finish up their conversations, gather their thoughts, especially if they're going to need to share out at the end of the lesson. And then when they're ready, they're able to come back to the main room. Another option is close automatically. So let's say you want to separate your students for some group collaboration or discussion, but you want to limit the number of minutes they have. So we're going to break out for 5 minutes. I want you to accomplish these tasks. Whatever it happens to be, you can either turn it on and then choose the number of minutes, or you can turn it off. Now, again, since I'm the only one in this lesson, you'll notice that where it says open all rooms, it's grayed out. If I had students in these breakout rooms, I'd be able to open them. The students would automatically get an invite to that breakout room, and then they just click to join the room and they go their separate ways. From that point on my teacher screen, this button that says assign will turn into join. So you can go ahead and click join. You'll go right into that room and you can join their conversation. And then you can click join on a different room and it'll automatically switch you to the different breakout room. Once you're in a breakout room, you also have the option to go back to the main room. If you want to go back to the main room, for instance, if you get a student that joins late after the breakout rooms have already started, you can go ahead and click leave. So if I were in breakout room number 2 and I noticed this student arrived to the main room, I would go ahead and click leave. That would then take me to that main room so that I can admit the student and then let them go ahead and join one of the breakout rooms. All right, so that's the basics of breakout rooms. Again, I highly recommend you use them no matter what type of model you're teaching. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and stay tuned for our next how-to.